Helo, agus fáilte go trí seascad cholarúmsa Iona Valentine. Sean prògram géire gan stre, agus ha go leor ac yn y cwmwl Kathryn Bryce mar sin fuireadh far a bhelsibh. Ha mi toiltear a go bhfuil cliciad ar ball basket Kathyrn Robyn Love cholarúms in studio. Our prògram na h-aon noch, bheir sin sùil ar an ddeireadh seusan an an SWPL a h-aon. Bhí mi hín is Robyn Brún, mi hín cúsin an a Tokyo. Bhíh sé fachcail ar Kirsty Law an sé h-Alba ar t-saoghal an Discus, agus mar a bhfuil go leor an sin, cluinnidh sin bó skipper cricket na h-Alba Kathryn Bryce, sí an leib na cliciadar an a seaar ar an til an a ranganan t-saoghal. Robyn, welcome to 360.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's so good to have you on because we have actually had you on as a featured guest before where we learned so much about you, but for those who maybe missed that episode, you are a Paralympian and you're about to become a Paralympian for a second time.
I know, it's craziness when you say that. You know, I only found wheelchair basketball in 2012 at the Paralympics when I saw it on TV for the first time, and now I'm going to a second one. I can't believe it. It's just, you know, how fast life goes.
Did you ever think when you were watching it in 2012 that that could be you? Like, what was going through your head? Even when you were a young girl, did you think, this is what I could do in a sporting career in my life?
Absolutely not.
Seriously?
Not at all. No, never, because I love sport. When I was younger, I played football, I played tennis. But because I was born with a disability, I just thought, well, I'll never be able to reach that level because, you know, I won't be able to run as fast, jump as high. It is funny, when I was 8 years old in primary school, I said that I wanted to go to Wimbledon and beat Tim Henman. That was like my dream. And, you know, obviously I got to an age and realised that wasn't going to happen. And now when I saw it for the first time, London 2012, when I was 22, you know, by that time, you know, you think, yep, okay, we're going to settle down in a career, biomedical science, that's what I'm going to do. Nope, life had other plans, and absolutely not. I didn't think that I'd be doing this as my job and travelling all over the world, getting to play wheelchair basketball. It's just incredible. That
is absolutely amazing. It's so funny when you probably look back and actually see how far you've come, even in such a short space of time, because at 22, for a lot of professional athletes, that's kind of, I don't want to say getting on, but you're in a sport by that point, but for you, that was just the start of it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, you've got Marcus Rashford, etc. peaking right now. I think he's 22, 23, and it's just like, you wouldn't think people would start a sport. You know, when I was 24, I started playing it properly. And then a year later, I was playing with GB, flying to Tokyo, flying to Europe to play this sport that I was just starting to get my head around. But they obviously saw some kind of potential in me, and thank goodness they did, yeah.
But you must just pave the way for so many girls at that age or at a younger age who've probably written sport off completely, but actually they can look up to you and think, Robyn can do it, I can do it.
Oh, absolutely. It's never too late. It's never too late, whether it's sport, whether it's a job. If you feel passionate about something and you want to do it, you know, I truly believe that you should just go for it. And I do think it is the case. For example, the Commonwealth Games are next year, where wheelchair basketball is going to be in it for the first time, and we're going to have our qualifiers in December. And there are women who are going for the Scottish team who, you know, aren't 22, they are a bit older, and they see that actually I did it a bit older and that you can do it, and I'm so excited for that opportunity.
That is amazing. Well, we'll be definitely looking at that and actually seeing who makes the team. But I mean, for you, you're here today, you're just off the back of a Team GB training camp. How has that been? Because Tokyo is coming up soon, just 2 months.
Oh, I know, 2 months away, don't say that, don't say that. Oh, I know, I'm just trying to take every day as it comes, but people mention, oh, it's 90 days to go, 80 days to go. And I'm
Stop
like,
the countdown.
Yeah, so just back Loughborough, we have our GB camps there because it's a bubble, so we're able to be safe in that environment, which means that we can play 5v5, which we can't do normally when we train in Sheffield on like a daily basis usually. But it was great, it's tough, you know, 7 days, no break. We get our academy boys who are fantastic players and athletes to push us to that next level, really. So really grateful that we've got them on board as part of our team, as part of the women's team.
And how do you feel and how does the team feel, especially after having this extra year due to COVID?
You know, honestly, I think we feel more prepared than we ever have been. In COVID, I think a lot of us have looked at our jobs, our lives, and thought, okay, what's important here? And actually have been able to take a step back from the sport I think that we've managed to start to train smarter instead of, you know, just training every day, 3 times a day. You need to be in the gym, be on court. It's like we're going to just be more specific about what we do and more purposeful. And I really do think that we have taken it to the next level because of that.
So you're feeling both mentally and physically ready now to take on the rest of these top countries in the world?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we're second in the world, second in Europe with just that orange team ahead of us. So, you know, it's everyone's game. The Paralympics are a different level, and also this past year makes it, you know, we don't know what countries have been doing. They don't know what we've been doing. There's no warm-up tournaments whatsoever. So the big dance in Tokyo is going to be the first dance. So I'm really excited for it.
Is gold your aim at Tokyo?
Do you know, any Paralympic medal, we've never won one before as the GB women's team. And just to get any medal at a Paralympics is an achievement. And of course, we're second in the world. To get a silver, bronze, gold, to me, honestly, I would just be happy with that, have it in my hands.
Well, hopefully we'll actually have you back in a couple of months and you can take it with you, because I've got no doubt, honestly, that you guys are going to do so. Because you sound very ready and very prepared. But I know for you, you're somebody who loves sport and all different kinds of sport. And just at the weekend there, we had the final game of the season in the Scottish Women's Premier League. Glasgow City have been crowned champions their 14th time in a row. When you hear that for a women's team in Scotland, founded by women for women, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it's incredible. You know, I love football. You know, I live down in England, so I support the WSL, but I do keep my eye on the Scottish game, and there's a lot of Scottish players down there playing as well. And I just think it's incredible. Like you say, a team created by women for women. I just find that incredibly powerful, because one of my clubs is exactly the same, so I can totally relate.
And there's also some other news in Scottish women's football. They do have a new CEO in Aileen Campbell. It's just been announced this week. So again, it's just another person to take Scottish women's football forward. Like you say, you support the WSL. It's a few years ahead of Scotland. So you hope that in time, football in Scotland will reach those levels.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see the talent coming out of Scotland. So as that, you know, league elevates, those players will start to come back definitely and start competing in Scotland, and it'll compete with the WSL. Absolutely.
No, that's great. Exciting times ahead. Thank you very much, Robyn. We gaan garage bring Kirsty Law i trí seascad, we gaan dreuchd van de woning i dúis Discus na h-Alba tussen toeris. Agus muna Frans hai farachkein en nuair a bhí a farpis son h-Alba.
Háisí chlú chluisigh Alpanach Kirsty Law clúis spárs for h-aon. Mr. Ernie spárs Discus a lenting.
When I was 13, I used to do athletics. When I joined an athletics club when I was 8, my old BP Black Isle back in the day. And I used to do all the sports, like running, jumping, shot put. And then when I was 13, when I was competing for Inverness, they needed somebody to do the discus. So I did it and I won it, and I did it ever since, really. That's how I got into it. And then I did it at school. But yeah, that was it. When I was 18, about 18, 17, 18, I had to pick athletics or football, well, discus or football, because I kept breaking things playing football. My wrist, my ankles. So yeah, I had to make a decision. And I think for me, I was better not as a team, not in a team. So for me, that's why I made that decision. I was better off on my own. I went to the Youth Commonwealth Games when I was 17. And yeah, I thought from then I could do something with this.
Van ik gemich in a choláis an na Glasgow in the Davilis a Céitíag, yn a haman in a share sa dríat a Kirsty. Leis go còmhla a dheireadh ag dheireadh.
Competing at Glasgow in Hampden Park was absolutely amazing. I don't think I could ever top that in anything, because I'm a massive football fan. Go to see Scotland playing at Hampden, and for me to actually compete there, I mean, it was amazing. The crowd were awesome. They literally cheered just when I picked up the discus. When I was walking in a circle, they were just cheering. It was amazing. I don't think I'll ever top that. Like the best best experience of my life, that was. I love representing my country. We don't get to do it a lot, so when we do it, it means a lot. Like, we get the Commonwealth Games every 4 years, and then there's the Loughborough International once a year. But yeah, we don't get to do it enough. And when we do it, it's a pride moment.
Ba hiún gadit, ring a lú chléisicha a chúis an persanta a séaráithge, agus cúteach bhunaí tícht do bhréchting. A sé bhíon tolachas aichgit san spárs a lorcha díist, colladí coacha Zane Duckman.
I don't know, he just brought something back with me. We connected, and if it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't be throwing right now. And I always remember what my dad said to me, don't have any regrets, you're long time retired. And I thought, yeah, that's true. But I was just going through a bit of a bad patch. So yeah, I would have regretted it if I'd have given up, because I knew I wasn't at where I should be. I knew I can go further, so I didn't want to end it with a PB from 2012. So I knew there was more in there. And Zane was the guy to help that come out. So yeah, when I beat my PB, especially last year at British Champs, to win it, like, that was insane. Perfect time to do it. Again, it wasn't even a good throw, and I knew again there was more there. So yeah, I've PB'd again this year. Again, not my best, but we know there's more to come. I'm still in heavy training, so yeah, onwards and upwards.
A Kirsty an dáchas tuileoch badan í gechtin san spárs, le féim a bhara chuh taichgus misneach do ghaine, son Discus a againn.
I think there needs to be more like scouting and stuff, like in football, I would say, and get the right people into the sport. They should do like I don't know, like training days or something, and get people to come in and have a go, and see if they like it, or get in from there. So yeah, it's not the most glamorous. That was the word I was looking for. It's not the most glamorous event, but yeah, get the right type of people in and get more women involved would be great.
Ha Kirsty cúteach a gopur mar leis vanaltrum, agus ha gísio go taichgals a hope de bhí, lígal í trénig, agus bhí dul go farpishin.
For me, I've been glad I was still allowed to go to work. So there's still some normality. But yeah, my work has been, they're amazing with me. They give me all the time off I need for training, competition. Last minute I'll ring my boss up and say, please can I have the day off, or please can I switch shifts? And yeah, they're amazing with me. And it's a great place to work as well. Really good, really supportive. When I finish my sport, I'll go to work full time at my current place, and I think I want to do my nursing, my mental health nursing, and become a mental health nurse. I think that's what I really want to do.
Ha Kirsty mochtal leis na ruta na haid colannach sa dheireadh seo, agus an am bhí teach caith gamas anna bhí a farpis ag na geimichin Olympiagach.
I think I've had a good career. I think I could have done a lot of things better, but yeah, I'm really happy with, obviously, the Commonwealth Games, Europeans. I want to take that next step and try and make the Olympics and the World Championships. That's the big goal. But yeah, I'm really happy and really looking forward to the Commonwealth Games next year. And yeah, I'm not looking to retire anytime soon. I mean, there's still Discus girls making Olympics at 42. That's the dream, make the Olympics. It's going to be really tough, but yeah, I'll give it everything I have, and see what happens.
Robyn, so many things to talk about from that, but how amazing was it just hearing Kirsty talk about competing at home Commonwealth Games at Hampden in 2014?
I know, honestly, like, that is the dream, isn't it? As a Scottish person, like, I've personally never been able to compete for Scotland on the kind of international stage, so you know, we have our Commonwealth qualifications in December, so we make that. Then it won't be home soil for the actual games, but the qualifier is in Scotland, so that's super exciting.
You're feeling hopeful for that, and at least just, like you say, for the qualifier, just having people, hopefully spectators on board who are supporting the home team just makes such a difference. You can imagine it just was with Hampden. I mean,
oh my gosh, could you imagine? Like, honestly, any time I think about singing like Flower of Scotland before a game, I think I'll just be there crying like,
that's amazing. Keep you going. No, I love that. I mean, the other thing that Kirsty was saying is, it was what her dad had said, don't have any regrets, you're a long time retired. Is that something that you can relate to? You think, right, we need to get it all done now because there's so much time in the future?
I know, it's funny, like in sport, people are always saying to you, oh, so what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? And I first started when I was, 25, when I got into the GB team for the first time. And it's like, oh, what are you going to do after basketball? It's like, well, I've only just started doing this, so I don't know what I'm going to do after. So for me, like, it's all about enjoying the moment and being in it. And yes, of course, you've got to plan for the future, but you've really just got to enjoy life and live it while you're in it. But
you've already proved that you can have such a great career in wheelchair basketball and enjoy it and go to places like you were saying that you wouldn't have gone otherwise.
Oh, absolutely. Like at the last Paralympics, the oldest person in our team was 36, but the oldest person in the men's team was 49. You know, and that's at the Paralympics. That's incredible. So it shows you, like, if you work hard and keep strong and keep tactically well, you know, you can play for a long time. You know, you're a long time retired, as Kirsty's dad would say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even what Kirsty was saying, at 42, you know that you can still, seeing these people older than you still competing at the highest level, you know you can still do it.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, if you look after yourself, you stay trained, you stay fit, there's no reason why you can't. Of course, there will be youngsters coming through, and as our programme develops and gives more opportunities to young girls, it's going to get harder. But for me, that just pushes me on to keep building, keep getting better.
And make sure that you keep competing for your spot in the team too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's very competitive, and like I said, the youngsters are coming through. They're coming through strong, and they're definitely looking at my spot.
You got your eyes on them.
I know. No hope.
I mean, talk to us about the new league that's been set up, because that is really exciting for wheelchair basketball.
Oh, it's incredible. It's the first league for women. Usually wheelchair basketball is a mixed sport in National League. Internationally is one of the only times that you can play with and against women. So for this, it's really the first of its kind in the world. You know, first Premier League for women. To me, I can't even believe I'm saying that. You know, it's incredible. And I think it really will not only bring in international talent, which is their aim, but hopefully it's going to elevate our home talent and give girls more opportunities. And that's what it's all about. More opportunities to play the sport that they love.
Tell us about the format and the teams and how it's going to work across the season.
Yeah, so there's 4 teams based at 4 universities: Loughborough, Cardiff, University of East London and Worcester. So those 4 universities have bought in their high performance partnerships. So all the teams will be trading out of those 4 universities, and it'll be players who want to go to uni and players who don't, like myself. So I've already been to uni, been there, done that. I just want to, you know, compete and play basketball. But these are going to be world-class facilities spread around. Obviously it's England just now, but it will grow. It will grow, and we'll play each other. I believe it's 3 times, and that will start in January. So I cannot wait.
Do you hope to see it expand up north, up in Scotland, your home country, your hometown?
Oh, could you imagine? I mean, you know, you've already got Caledonia Pride who are based in Edinburgh, and for me, having a Pride wheelchair basketball team, gosh, to me that would just be amazing. I think I'd be on the first train home.
Amazing. Well, all the best for the new league, and we look forward to following you in that. A skipper cricket na h-Alba, Kathryn Bryce, a cruachach ech-3 san spórs in dreuchd. Ag is fichas a 3 si a chiad chluichad ar fura nioboran haar einisteach go rangan in ICC. Vroin Kathryn 3 seascad gus barach insigain mun urim eiche.
Oshi clicket ar cricket na h-Alba, Kathryn Bryce and spórs nu the vice of Scot. Was the hockey Agus skip a nashanta?
I was lucky enough that there was a girls' cricket team at George Watson's College at the school that I was at. I think it was pretty much the only school in Edinburgh at the time that had a girls' cricket team. So I think I'd always kind of been aware of cricket and watched on TV and things like that. and parents watched it quite a lot, but that was kind of the first introduction I had in about primary 5, I think it was, first introduction to actually playing cricket. I played in some of the leagues around, and then there was some like Cricket Scotland put together some like schools tournaments and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of how I got known, and that then after that I think it was when I was about 12 or 13, got asked along to the Scotland under-17s winter training, and played for them through that.
Ha a pure na boicead Kathryn séra cúteach chuig cricket. Agus ag gíise cymar gas and cartas idir a G-seachcha, le go misol sa bhad, i the spores.
Yeah, it's been really good. I guess that's all we've really known, is both of us playing cricket. I think it's good to have someone that, especially when it's been challenging and as you get kind of more competitive and it becomes more serious, then someone that kind of knows your game really well, and always to have someone that you know kind of going away with and stuff like that. So I think I've always been really lucky to kind of have her around, and hopefully kind of being there to support her and make it a bit more comfortable when she was younger and joining in and everything like that. So yeah, I think we've really enjoyed, probably got a bit closer over the last few years kind of to playing together as well.
Ha a corta di Kathryn gomóra dúiche rachgachuch, tra bhí a clé cricket, agus ag t-saoghal, man a corm an h-aon tron a spores.
I think looking back over it, it's such an honour to be able to do that, and I think when you think about the number of people that actually get the opportunity to do that, is a brilliant thing to have been able to do, and to be able to have travelled to some great places. So I think one of the first properly international tours was Thailand, and that was amazing experience to be able to kind of go to those countries and to travel there to play cricket. And I think being to Sri Lanka and Holland and a few other places, and even being to Australia on my gap year, I think kind of cricket's kind of opened the opportunity to see the world in a different way, and kind of also meet so many different people from different cultures kind of around the world as well.
Yn draste hain a skipper cricket na h-Alba, agus fe hiún gydaich gai a henimachach mar a hiad Alba nach ddiad, a ha iddi fi ymysg na gynir a siarad yn tyl, an a rangan yn ICC.
Yeah, it was really exciting. It just kind of came up on Twitter really after the ICC tweeted it. So it's an amazing achievement to get, and really proud to being able to do that. And I think it's been brilliant to kind of be able to play more international cricket over the last month or so, and hopefully that kind of continue, and having more international series rather than it just being kind of in global qualifiers where we play international cricket. And I think with that kind of helps push the standards and give people opportunities to kind of move up the rankings in those ways. Really proud to be able to kind of lead the team out, and do all that kind of stuff. And I think it's quite a big responsibility as well to kind of know that you're trying to inspire the younger girls as well, but also Abby Aitken-Drummond was brilliant when she was captain at kind of welcoming everyone into the team and making them feel comfortable and kind of getting around them. So I think that's a big thing for me as well, is kind of making sure that everyone feels part of the team and kind of knows what they're doing, and kind of give them as much of the experience that I've gained from doing all the different things that I have, and be able to pass that on to them.
Als de blienig in megydig hamis ag dúine het cricket te Sean an Alba het fas. Agus a Kathryn and Agus Glenn agus gefas and Taichen son and spores.
I think even in Scotland just is one of the, I think a couple of years ago anyway, it was the fastest scoring sport in the country. So I think going from some of the tournaments that I was at when I was at school, and maybe being 2 or 3 schools there and kind of competing against each other, to actually kind of going along and seeing whatever cricket club it is absolutely packed with hundreds of kids kind of being down there and playing quick cricket. And I think that just kind of shows the development side of it, and the number of kids that are in primary school doing it as an extracurricular activity or whatever it is, and having the opportunity to play and do these fun tournaments. So I think seeing those kind of numbers kind of increase, but I think also kind of the support you see kind of online and everything like that, and even the numbers of people watching live streams and stuff like that have access to the sport now. I think that's just a huge thing that's helped it grow over the last few years.
Union h-Amasan ag Kathryn sé Alba eincu cúpin a cluinnidh, is ír son and skip aice a hort chun na ide.
I think one of the biggest things would be to make it to World Cup. I think that would be fantastic, and think seeing Thailand do that in the last World Cup, I think it's amazing to see kind of how the sport's grown and them having that opportunity and how much that's kind of boosted their profile as well. So I think if we can make it to a World Cup, that would be a huge achievement to kind of get there and kind of show what we can do up against the best teams in the world. We've been pretty close on a few occasions and made it to semi-finals of the global qualifiers. So I think we know how to get to that stage. It's just kind of figuring out how to be consistent enough to beat the teams that are just slightly above us, and to kind of get to that next level to be able to do it when you're under the most pressure. Really.
Robyn, it's a brilliant story from Kathryn and something to be so proud of. She's achieved so much in such a short amount of time and still got so much more to go.
I know, it's incredible. It just shows, it's not just me like doing it. It's when you give people opportunities, they can really excel, and it's awesome to see her just captain of Scotland, top 10, just unreal.
And how great is it to see somebody else in sport kind of really raise the profile of their sport, like Kathryn with cricket. You do the same with wheelchair basketball.
I know, it's awesome seeing all these great role models, and you say me and I'm like, I don't feel that way, and I bet Kathryn doesn't either. You're really just working within your team to do the best for your team, and fortunately people then think you're a role model, and it's great because actually it inspires the next generation, and I bet there's lots of girls watching her thinking, hey, I want to try cricket.
And with the dream of taking Scotland to a World Cup too, I mean, from representing Team GB what it's like to represent your country on the world stage. How does it feel? What would you say to Kathryn?
Oh, it's the proudest thing you can do, I think. The fact that she's the captain of our team, being that leader, and she's doing it. She's in the top 10 in the ICC rankings, and that's fantastic. I can't say anything like that at all. I think that it's amazing what she's doing, and I do think that they'll get there. I can feel it. You just have an energy. You can just feel her energy, and obviously our teammates can as well, so I'm really rooting for them. I'm definitely going to be watching more cricket from now on.
And for you personally, I know we kind of touched on it at the top of the show, but do you ever think and reflect back about just how far you've come in your sport?
I get asked that often. Do you reflect? Honestly, I'm terrible, May. Really? Honestly, I don't reflect. I just kind of okay, what's next? What are we doing next? My mum, her favourite thing is, tomorrow's another day. Enjoy the moment. But it's just bad because then I don't look back at what I've done, but I do. Recently I've started to do it a bit more because I've got a bit more time now that we're not training as much, and I think 2015 I was at my first tournament, and then I was flying all over the world. I never thought, a wee lassie for air, I never thought I've been to Japan 6 times, I never thought that, and it's just amazing when you say yes to an opportunity, where it can take you.
And probably it all happened so fast. I know we were speaking about when you're a bit younger, when you were 17, and actually your consultant had different plans for you.
Absolutely, yeah. So when I was 17, I decided I wanted to get my leg lengthened, just because my walking was quite bad, and I thought if I lengthen it then I won't walk as bad, so it will help me out to play sport better, like able-bodied sport, because I used to play, like I said, football, tennis, basketball. And he said, so what are you doing, last year of school, 6th year, and yeah, I want to be a PE teacher. And he was like, oh, you won't be able to do that, you won't be able to demonstrate and show the kids what to do. And I was just I was in by myself, and I just went out to the car with my dad, and I just started to cry, and I was like, I can't do it, I can't believe it. And I had interviews at Stirling Uni, I was ready to go and be a PE teacher, and stupid me at 17 listened to him. Last time I ever listened to someone telling me that I can't do something, I could tell you that right now. But I then went to do biomedical science at Edinburgh Napier, which then led me to play running basketball, which then led me to obviously my teammate saying, hey, have you seen that wheelchair basketball? That would be cool. So, life takes you on these paths, but I'll never listen to anyone again telling me I can't do something. Absolutely not.
It's funny because that's so difficult at the time when you're 17 being told that, but actually how that's paved your career is incredible. So much that you've overcome in that time. It's amazing.
I know. I think, what's that, nearly 14 years ago I was 17. It's just where my life has gone in that time. It's just because I've taken opportunities and I've tried new things. and I'm so grateful that those opportunities have come my way.
So that is reflecting on your career.
I've done it.
I mean, how life-changing has wheelchair basketball been for you?
Unbelievable. I mean, both personally and then obviously in my career, because before I found wheelchair basketball, you know, I didn't know anyone else who had a disability, to be honest. I didn't know what it was like for other people. I just kind of knew my own experience, and to be honest, I didn't see myself as like disabled, because as far as I was aware, I could do everything that an able-bodied person can do. And then when it came to sport, a lot of the time I was better. So it's like, what? I didn't understand what was disabled about me. But actually, you know, finding wheelchair basketball, it made me realise that I can be successful because of my disability. I can be world class because of my disability, you know, and just to gain that kind of, I guess, self-love you call it these days, you know, I think I really do, if anything, that's what I've taken the most from it. And of course, like I said, I've travelled the world, which has been amazing, representing my country, getting to play sport for a living, incredible. But it's those little kind of things that I've really taken from it.
And that is such an amazing and important message for anyone with a disability, or even anyone looking to get into sport, just what you've said there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think that if someone wants to try something, do it. Like me, I want to try cricket. I don't know. I'm like, yes. I want to try disc throwing. Yes, let me have a go at that. You know, I love sport, and it's such, whether you're doing it for competitive or just to, you know, be with friends. You know, I love the team atmosphere. You know, I've got 4 sisters, so being part of a team is just natural to me. So that's where all my friends have been found, is through my sport. So whatever people's motivations are, honestly, you should definitely play a sport.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's such a good message. It's so good to hear. Let us know how you get on with cricket and discus, but actually more importantly, on a serious note, let us know how you get on at the Paralympics, because it's so exciting. We've got high hopes, and hopefully we'll have you back with a medal on the sofa soon.
I hope so. Thank you so much for having me, and you know, I really hope that Scotland will get behind us at the games.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Robyn. Well, sin h-asan in sreath seo, hair corta green gomór scílach an brosagal borinich na h-Alba agus an tel a horst hugah. Bhí sin rashlí sreath eile in Iona nach bhí fata, mar sin Jenkínseach go bhfuil sibh gar lentils nach cail sibh rúd an bí. Seo stúil arás ar cúid gan na banagaiscigh, rís na chonig sin sa bliana me dheireadh. Hello, agus fáilte arás go trí seascad.